Guys, you'll make it. 'Cause I am John Carter. And as long as there's at least one woman alive, I can repopulate that entire city in a couple of days. Just you wait and see, buckaroos. This game is very easy. I gotta say, this is a very easy game. I hope it doesn't turn out I'm the wizard. That'd be lame. I wouldn't approve of that. I'd be like, what is this, Knit Stories? Come on, man. Throw me a fucking bone here. God, there's another fucking indie game. Probably the best indie game with its atmosphere. The air is heavy with the beating of wings. Jesus, this is some awesome fucking prose we got going on. I think if I don't kill the wizard, some bad things are gonna happen. I think that's what the game is trying to tell me. And a hop, and a hop. And a hop, and a hop, and a hop. You got nothing, buddy. Nothing. Oh, good, boy. Alright, all in hand, all a dand. Zombies! God, I tell you what, if we ever have the zombie apocalypse and it turns out zombies are worth 0 points, I'm gonna be in a bad mood, let me tell you. Because there's nothing else to kill for a start. Anyway, yeah, Knit Stories. Let's talk about Knit Stories, shall we? Fuck Knit Stories. It is the worst. It's like the Heavy Rain of platformers. It's just shallow fucking tripe. Mind you, I don't actually mind Heavy Rain too much. I've been playing Heavy Rain. It pretty much has the vibe of being a trashy European film down. In that, you know the director only hired actresses that he wanted to fuck. And you know that he's gonna injure them in every possible way, as much as possible. He's just gonna be like, okay, kitty, in this scene, basically we need you to be electrocuted. And you're electrocuted so hard that you run into a fire and you give your position away to the maniac with an axe. And he removes your head and your breasts from your body, and this is basically what fuels our hero to defeat him. You understand? And Missy's like, I'd better be getting paid for this. Better be getting paid for this, buddy. So maybe... Okay, the funny thing is that I was playing Heavy Rain, and someone thought I was playing Silent Hill, and I was like, you're kinda close, because Heavy Rain is basically Christopher Gans's Silent Hill movie, which, is more or less the, best video game-based movie ever made. In terms of being a movie, it's like a 4 out of 10. It's like a half a thumb up, basically. It's not the best movie ever, but it's the best video game it's the best movie adaptation of a video game pretty much ever made. Because, Christopher Gans is pretty much lousy fucking European producer all over the fuck. Because, in an interview, he was talking about how he wanted to make a Silent Hill film because he was in love with the notion of the big-titted American woman. He just loves those fucking American women. He just wants to just put his filthy French babies in them all day long. Apologies if you were French. I don't hate French people. What does that one say? Long ago, Frocto was talking about the game he was playing. Then he forgot to do that. So, yeah, that's the problem with Heavy Rain. It's basically a sleazy European film, which, isn't a bad thing, that's for sure. I mean, you're sitting there watching it and you're thinking, wow, this is so exploitative. I feel like the director is just trying to think of the things that would, like, keep the lowest possible denominator interested. So, in this scene, we'll have a woman run around in her... an actual scene in the game has, you know, one of the women characters walking around her apartment in her underwear, and then she gets naked. And she fucking has a shower, and she's sort of humping away at the wall, like, sort of thrusting her pussy at the wall for some reason. And, then she hears a weird noise, and she's like, oh, fuck, I should go check out that weird noise. And her fridge is open. And, you know, there's like a guy in her house. So she has a fist fight with him, and then it turns out to be more like 10 guys. So she's fighting like 10 guys, and she eventually gets away from the wall, but then, at the last minute, there's another guy! And he, like, grabs her and he slits her throat. He, like, just cuts her fucking throat open. And then it's like, oh no, it was all a nightmare! Haha, had you fooled, viewer! And it's just like, it's just generic sort of thriller stuff like that. Like, I enjoyed playing it, don't get me wrong, I had a great time playing it. But I never felt like it was something that had any, like, artistic value or anything. But what does these days, seriously? Anyway, that's what Newt Stories is like. The thing about indie gamers is that you just put certain things in front of them and they just go off their fucking nut. For example, Mario. If you can work Mario sprites into your fucking shitty indie game, then you will get 1 million people to play it. Case in point to Pretario Tros, which is probably one of the worst games I've ever played. Okay. And, it's like, it combines Mario and Tetris, and you're like, haha, I love those things. I will surely like this fucking shithouse fucking game. So some dick nozzle, some flaming fucking dick nozzle, as in, you know, like, when you need to pump semen out of a dick, right? You affix a nozzle to it, and that nozzle's job is to regulate the pressure of, a semen flying out of that schlongalongadong. And, basically that's what this person was. They pretty much existed solely for the purpose of regulating semen from a dong. And that's the sort of person that asks you to LP indie games, because there is nothing worse than LPing indie games. Let me tell you, boy. They're like 1 episode long, you don't actually interact anyway, because you're just living out some fucking joke that the fucking developer thinks is so fucking funny. This said, I did enjoy LPing Metal Gear Solid, obviously, because that was a pretentious indie game, but it was fun to play, so whatever. The example I am specifically thinking of is You Have to Burn the Rope, which thankfully I didn't have to play myself. But my friend had to LP it. My friend Kaz, who is a good friend, and I adore him. It's about time that I made him some love, because he, like, has done so many nice things in his videos for me. So yeah, my good friend Kaz, who I would most eminently have anal suppository action adventures with, he had to LP that shitfest bicycle fuck. And basically, the thing about You Have to Burn the Rope is that it's not a fucking game. It's a fucking... It could have worked... the only reason it has buttons that you press to interact with it is because the joke wouldn't have worked in any other format. Are you with me?